How's everything going on your side?
Everything is going great.
Yeah.
Besides being tired, like we've been up and about, sleepless nights, trying to put this project together, running around and trying to deliver the music to the people, you know, media tours and whatnot. And yeah, it's things are going great.
Yeah.
Things are going great. Yeah.
Bobby East.
What's up, my brother? How are you, man?
I'm all right. How have you been?
I am exhausted.
Yeah. Tell me about it. What time did you wake up today?
No, I'm trying to find like the strength.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm a little bit tired, but it's gonna pick up, man. But yeah, I'm good, man. I'm blessed. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, but what time did you get up? Because I know.
I don't know. I don't even think I slept, bro.
Did Nez Long come through to your house to to bother you like we saw on his social media handle?
You woke me up.
Today I just had to hoot. I just hooted. I didn't really make no music. I just hooted.
The big thing that we're here to talk about is your album, which everybody's talking about right now on social media.
Yeah.
And I don't know, from your own opinion, so far, how is the streaming going so far?
So far so good. From the reviews we've gotten so far, it's doing like pretty well. Yeah, we haven't had like enough time to go and actually review and whatnot, because we've been up and about, trying to like be at radio stations and whatnot, and push a couple of things here and there. Yeah, but so far so good. The response is overwhelming on social media, and I have to say thanks to everybody who's purchasing the album and supporting us. Like, we really appreciate. This is like really overwhelming love. We really, really appreciate. We're grateful.
Okay, so how was the idea? Who came up with the idea saying we should do a joint album?
What you wanna take that? Like, I wish I would like the name came up first. When the name came up, we just knew that we needed to record the album, because once the name was there, we knew what the direction of the music was gonna be, and everything like that. So yeah, and to add on what he said concerning the streams, it is not actual streams this time. People are buying, which is really cool. Your purchase, it's a Zambian platform on which the album is being held right now. It's exclusive to Mbesesani, and people are paying like their hard-earned money to buy this album. We're very grateful for that, and everyone who's been supporting us ever since.
Any hard copies that maybe apart from streaming, someone can just get it?
With hard copies, we're just going to create a limited number for collectors, because I know that people rarely use it these days. The ones who are
I know some few people who still are still in the CD time.
Yeah. A few, but with those guys, we have them covered. We're gonna have like
we're gonna have a couple of copies.
Copies at the events that we're gonna have surrounding the album. We're gonna have a few copies. But yeah, I know this is the digital era, and a lot of people are just into streaming already. Most of the comments I'm seeing is, when is it going to be available on such and such a streaming site? Well, soon. We'll see.
Okay.
Support local. For now, buy from Mbesesani. Mbesesani is a Zambian platform.
It's a Zambian platform.
Yeah, that's how you support Zambian music. These other platforms are international, and if we're Zambians and we're gonna advocate for Zambians as well who have set up a platform like that, we had to at least make sure they have it exclusive, you know what I mean? To make sure we also support such platforms and grow, you know, to grow the Zambian platforms a bit more than we have to use international platforms all the time, you know what I mean? There's a whole lot of stuff here that we can actually do on our own that we really need to look into before we actually look out there, you know?
The show, I was telling someone saying it seems like artists are looking for an August song. There's always something that you always look for, saying, okay, February. I don't know if when you are recording a song as Bobby or Nez Long, do you have like a specific month saying like this is the best month to drop this record?
I don't know. And I always say this, like to Nez as well. It's like sometimes when you try to be too clever, when you try to overthink the music and think you have all the strategies down, it will shock you. For me, music is a feeling. So whatever it is that I'm feeling at that time, it doesn't matter what month it is. Like, I can't overthink and think on behalf of the listener. I just have to be authentic to how I feel at that time. So this music is authentic to how we felt at the time. We're in a good mood, and we're like, let's record this like good mood album.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long did it take you for you just to say, okay, I think we have because I hear from my source of information saying, Bobby, you're not easy to work with because you want things to work so perfect. Someone was telling me saying, Muzankala mu studio. In a certain way.
I like, ironically enough, with this one, it wasn't that hard, you know. Most times, like, when we go back, we were literally able to, like, there's a song that we had to redo, like, the instrumental within a day, and we did it, and we did the mix down, and I was happy enough with it. I just think that we just knew what the end result should be. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? So the music is zero stress. Even the recording process of it had, like, effortless.
Mm-hmm. And like a month, the whole album was done.
The recording itself, I think most of it was done like under a week. And then we had to start doing like the mixing and everything else. Yeah.
We were expecting your album. Then later we just saw this announcement. You are your people. An explanation. What changed your mind? You just felt like, okay, we need to do a joint album with the Nez.
Yeah. So like I mentioned, I think when it's one person's album, I think it's like a personal journey and whatever. Especially when you've been doing music as long as we have. So I know he's got like a story that he still wants to tell on his album, and there's a story I want to tell as well, like what's been happening to me and stuff like that. But the thing with that type of a journey is that it takes a lot of like self introspection and stuff like that. And I thought, bruh, can we just give the people something to be happy about before like we get into like the heavy stuff? Mm-hmm. So it was easy to get this album together and just plan like the rollout of everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So on Nez Long, getting back to you, this year, were you expecting you doing a joint album with Bobby East?
Well, at the time, like I must say, starting from last year, I've been working on my personal album, and then when we decided, before we go into that deep stuff, how about we give the people like a joint album? And I was like, yeah, that's actually a good idea. And we sat in the studio to plan how it's gonna be and whatnot, and we got like right now, if me or him decide to put out another album, like other albums already. You know what I mean? So we decided let's just go into the studio and record some feel good album for the people this year. You know, it's been a stressful few years from COVID and all these things that have been going on in our country, and it's been quite stressful. So we thought let's just lighten the mood for people with this with a package like this.
Yeah.
And when we came up with the idea, it wasn't like something that was thought twice about, like, what do you think about this album? Yeah, this is actually a good idea. Yeah, just get into the studio and work on it. And I mean, with our team of managers, producers, everybody was just in the right mood for it, and everybody just came through like at the right time. It was so effortless. Like you didn't have to push anybody to be in the studio to work. You didn't have to push this person to come through and whatnot. Everything was just flawless, and I feel like it deserves to be Banger Bros.
Yeah. Okay.
Energy was too right. Everything,
Already, like I was telling you in the background, saying, hey, I didn't have the album.
Yeah.
But there's always something that I get to post on our social media handles, Joy from Zambia. Bantu bamba kudala kushita request manyimbo ameniribe. And I don't know if they album. They can't believe that.
Oh yeah?
They couldn't believe that.
No, like after we leave this place, make sure you bother this brother because he has the whole album. He has the whole album.
Okay, so call us up as well, our listeners, if you have any question regards with the album, or maybe mwachitako kudala mwamvera kudala pamvesesani mungatitumire phone pa Joy FM pamene pano. Pa number pa is 0977-165-743 or 0953-323-738. Any questions that you'd like to find out from Bobby and Nez, come through. Let's get interactive. The other thing I saw on social media already when the album was out, the comparison. Okay, before I get to that, let's get it. Good afternoon.
Ati huwa mamonga usakila mimba.
Ni wandani zina mtumela kotiawa.
Awanafani waka ngombe wa boss. Wanezi.
Hey. Bwanji big man, Mr. Bwanji.
Atao big man, atao.
Muriche bwino.
Chiliche proper big man zone.
Nambera bwino nakamba kuona imwe.
Yes, I.
Ati Bwanji, mwa streama kudala ka album pa mbese sana.
Abaso ndete zofunana kusendingira ngithi play for me kamene kajilika chokolira manje munamwayi makali.
Kulina bazakulizirani manje kulani album pambesesani.
Kulani album ayopumugula album.
But it is a good album pambesesani just to support our music.
Yeah, it's really easy. You can use your mobile money to just
Yeah. Otherwise, you are doing fine, Nez now, Bobby. We can't wait to buy it.
Thanks a lot. We really appreciate it.
Zico Momaningi, boss. Let's go pick up another call right here. Call us up. Let's get interactive. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing, boss?
I'm alright.
Nimandani zinamtumira hotel.
Remember Malambo calling from Zamwani.
Malambo. Tili na Bobby East na Nez pa Joypan.
We just have the energy.
It's too much. Yeah. Okay, so at once, come on now.
To uploaded to be ignored.
Yes, sir.
We like it. Keep it up.
We shall continue bringing the energy.
Kulibeko funso.
Bang up bros for you.
Kulibeko funso.
Batipaka mocha bechi mwela.
Hey, funso. What was it? Eronjija kumkaenda pa social media wambukamba man. At once.
No any inquiries.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
We really appreciate, brother.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you.
So before they came through right there, already I was talking about the comparison that I was seeing on social media. Regards with
there's a comparison.
NBA.
Okay.
And they took me back in time in 2013.
Okay.
And I remember the song, but I had to listen to the song again and again, and I saw Bobby East responding to someone who said something regards with that as well. Is there anything that you like to clarify? Because on your comment you mentioned saying it's funny how you didn't even listen to the song.
No, I've never. I'm not respect to Joy Biden, man, is a dope. But besides like Slaughterhouse, I don't think I've listened to any of like his what you call like his discography or something like that. What I think is that the phrase is so common because I've heard it in movies, in other type of things. It's like if someone who doesn't live in Zambia and someone abroad somehow discovers the word, the phrase Selatu Wombeko, then he does a song, then another guy says Selatu Wombeko as well. Then it's, but now we do not plagiarize or, like I would be really, really silly to try and steal a song.
A whole song.
In a digital, like a digitalized environment that we live in right now. So and that's not because at the end of the day, what's important to me is my artistic integrity, you know what I mean? So as long as I know that I'd never steal a song, that's okay with me, man. We keep it going, man. We keep it moving.
Do such things sometimes get to you privately?
No, bro. Like, how many times am I going to keep it? There's always, like, here's the thing, bro. Yeah. Like, what I've discovered when you are in my line of work or my line of business, there's nothing that people enjoy more than having a tada moment or like, oh, got you. And then they'll be like, yo, I got you on this. And then they'll always, like, they'll try to spam your comments or try to do, like, a bunch of stuff. When that happened at first, I actually called Nez. I was like, yo, I'm doing some research on this record. So I'm trying to find out if this is the first time that the first time the phrase was used in a song was on this record, then we might have to pull the song from the album because I don't want to, like, be in that type of thing. But after I did more research, I found that this phrase has been used so many times. There's literally a rapper named NBA Never Broke Again, and if you ask him, I don't think he would say he named himself after like a song or something like that. It's just a phrase in popular culture. So bro.
Okay, Nez Long, there's a way that you tell your stories. You make it sound so easy, but I've had conversation with a lot of artists. They've told me saying writing, it doesn't come easy.
Okay.
But you make it sound so easy. How do you manage that?
Bruh, if I like a song and I love the concept, I don't think it would be too hard for me to write. If I have problems writing, then that song is just not for me. You know, immediately I listen to a song and I come up. Even when I come up with a concept for a song, I know immediately. Sometimes I have a weird way of writing where some verses Nima and Bila last 4 bars. I know how I want to finish it before knowing how to start it. You know what I mean? So for me, writing is about how I feel about a song and how I feel about a concept. Yeah, and I must say I've never had difficulties in writing a song. Let's
do this. Why me?
Music promotions.
The Joyful Launch.
Hey, yo, what's good, people? It's Calidocious the best. Calidocious the best. And you're listening to DJJ PMC. Keep it live.
The Joyful Launch. Brand new music is the playlist made for you, only for you.
Yeah, hey, we came up from nothing. Every day we're struggling. Every day we fighting just to keep surviving. I hail from Matero, represent the ghetto. Shout out to the ghetto youth, one day you will be fine. I got friends, I got enemies. Father, put your hands on me. They don't know what I am seeing. Father, hold my hand. They don't understand. I got dreams one day I'll be.
I will conquer the world, be on top of the world. Stars will bow down for me, yeah. I will conquer the world, be on top of the world. Stars will bow down for me, yeah.
To make a booty clap, quite my beat. Nanza funonka lako king munga slap beat. With a bunch of wannabes trying to be me. Nanza funako che homie munga Bobby. Munga wowo munga stash munga KP. I lost friends and all of y'all honestly. When you became family, nanza funako che boys munga BK. Kuchinja ko life mavuto tia shike. Nanza funako che my fans bachi mwela che. Sold out gigs if I chili let's $1 million before 1 million views with the type of flow that will give you permanent goose bums. Arms I used to grab the bull by his hands, be the same arms I used to hug all of you and say thank you. We are top of the world.
Bow down for me,
we are top of the world, baby.
Be on top of the world. Stars will bow down for me, yeah.
Music is the playlist made for you, only for you.
Yo, hey, banger bros. Let's go. Give up.
So some of the songs that we're taking from the album right there, amazing songs, Top of the World, one of my current favorite song. I don't know why, but I can relate to the song.
You and
there's
me,
a,
brother.
there's a story. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you agree with me? That's an amazing song.
Yeah, that's an amazing song. Not like the whole album is amazing, but
Yeah.
that particular one for me, I feel like it's just like the same way I said when I relate to a song.
Yeah.
Like the time he came up with the hook and they came up with the song with the team. He was using another studio and I was at the home studio. They were recording and I was recording something else at home. He just sent me the project. He was like, yo, we came up with this. What do you think? And I was like, yo, wait. I recorded immediately. I sent them back to them. Can you finish it off quickly?
Yeah, but talking about the song itself and how you guys wrote this song.
Yeah.
Was there a point that you were getting less likes and it was getting to you? Was there a point that, okay, there are some names that you also get to mention in,
Yeah.
like people that are your circle.
Yeah.
Maybe let's talk about the song. Like there's so much inspiration in the record.
Yeah. Yeah, like basically I must say I mentioned the fact that I've looked up to Slap D for the longest time. Like I grew up listening to most of his stuff. I grew up listening to most of Mumpy's music and how they were able to actually make music that was reaching out to the masses and how relevant they have been over the years, it's something that I looked up to, and I was like, I want to be like these people. You know what I mean? And then, well, as a youngster who didn't want to, she gonna kill me when she hears this.
That is our sister.
Mama, Queen Diva.
Okay. But anyways, the other thing, maybe a highlight on how the entire album, just in case someone's locked on right now, they have putting the point what we're trying to explain about the album.
Yeah.
You have explained the moods of the album. But again, I'm still asking, package your album, features, maybe you can just run us through
even let me get into like the theme of it again.
Yeah.
So even when we say like we're in a good mood, it doesn't mean that all the music will like, it's just we made it a point to make sure that we're not just showing off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even with a record like Top of the World like that, like it's inspirational. That's what it's supposed to be. And there's like there's stories in there. Like he's telling his story, I'm telling my personal story. It sounds very glossy because the beat is so like hype, but when you listen to it, it's like we grew up from nothing. Every day we're struggling. This is something that anyone can like relate to. So we wanted it to be happy, but we also wanted it to be like relatable. And in regards to the packaging of the album and just and features, you know, this is why, like, when you ask me, you were like, yo, do you get like moved? I'm like, how many things can you get moved about? Because sometimes you post a track list and people will be like, too many features or whatever. Then sometimes you post a track list and people will be like, not enough features, or I wanted him and him and him. Why am I only seeing names I've never heard? But that's because we're trying to put on the next generation. This guy on the hook here, Omi. Very few people have heard him, but he sounds. Don't you agree that he sounds amazing on the record?
It's a good artist. I remember I had him on the show. Right, he came through.
Of course, you would know him.
Yeah.
You are down with the roots like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But with just your average listener, this is someone that we need. Imagine giving someone a platform like this where they can get to launch their career and stuff like that. It was really important that we do that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. The other thing I'd like to find out away from the album is also something that we were talking about some couple of days ago right here on Joy FM. What really happened at the Kizz Daniel's event? I know this is not part of the album, something that I just want to get to find out because I had conversation with few artists. I called up Tawela just to get to find out right there.
Yeah.
Why am I trying to find out about this is because people were calling in. Some were at the event. They also complained. You know, people were seeing what was happening.
Yeah.
And also some complained saying this thing of attending an event and just to seeing that the Zambian time is still there when I'm expecting Bobby to be on stage at this time. And it still has been there ongoing for a longest period of time. Maybe I would like to get it from you, Nez.
I personally didn't really, at the time that all that stuff was happening, I was a bit off social media because that's the time we're trying to like set the roots on the rollout of the album. But from the few stuff that I heard, I actually heard a couple of Zambian artists were not well treated backstage. And also the timekeeping was not quite good. I think I'll put that on the events, the promoters, you know what I mean? Sometimes they make artists look like they are not punctual. Many a times we were told to go to an event, to be there by 22 hours. I'll get there 22 hours, I'll probably be in my car, I'll probably be backstage. Okay, I'll be told I'll perform at 22, 30 or 23. I'll be there in good time. And then probably promoters trying to make more money by getting more people in while they wait for me to perform, you know? So I don't know how they need to actually market these events to make sure that people come at a good time. You know,
but you know, this is a double-edged sword which applies to the fans as well. The fans apply Zambian time as well. You tell them the show is starting, gates open at 18. But in my experience, especially in Lusaka, people start showing up at 22.
22 to 23.
So it's a business for these guys. Even they want to get as many people as possible through the door.
Yeah.
So it's a thing whereby there's other shows that I've gone to. I don't want to like start naming, but I went for the Ciela shows, those ones where we're bringing in American acts, Rotimi and them and all of these guys. When they said the show is starting at 20, it started at 20. And some people got there after buying expensive tickets. They got there and were like, "Yo, the concert is done," and they got shocked. "I know it's done. What? It's only 22." Like, it's like, yeah, that's how it's done in other countries. Concerts are done early. It's not a nightclub performance. So I think it's a cultural thing. The fans need to learn to be punctual, and also the organizers need to learn to start like keeping to their word and saying.
Yeah.
But there's one. I don't want to start advertising for people, but there's one company, they don't play with time. It doesn't matter if there's 5 or 10 people in the venue. If they say you
perform.
I did a show for them once. I think that was like in 2016.
Yeah.
And it was pretty early, and there was like maybe 30. And this is a huge arena that ended up hosting thousands. It was like maybe 30 people.
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, get on stage, perform. Here's your money, go." The next time I performed for them, I was headlining, and it was like thousands of people. But they don't play with time. They even tell you, "Yo, your set is at 21. You need to be here by 20:30, or we are deducting some money."
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. And also the other thing that we also heard, you were a part of the Kizz Daniel show. I hear that our own were not treated right.
I don't even
there
know.
was no VIP.
I never attended the Kizz Daniel show.
Okay.
I didn't attend it.
I was approached.
Okay. In a broad way. Okay.
I can say this. I was approached for it, but I think just in the days leading up to the show, I just thought this is probably not a good idea because of maybe a few red flags that were seen here and there. We've been talking about this for the longest time. I've been tweeted. I was like, "Yo, guys, I'm tired. I can't be talking about the same thing all the time." Some things are just basic courtesy, a backstage access, water, drinks, a platter, some fruit, something, a warm towel. Things that won't really like break your budget or something. Like, be courteous when you're inviting people to come and perform at your events. What I heard from a reliable source, and I'm sure this is exactly what happened, is that there was no holding area for Zambian acts, or the one that was there was just right by the stage.
Just one table
for all those, and they had some big Zambian. This is a big Zambian act.
Big names.
Big names. Some of our biggest names. So
Put
I'm
some
like,
respect, guys, on these guys' names.
So I'm like,
change the game.
If you're gonna treat these guys like that, what about like newer acts or upcoming acts? How are you gonna treat them? So guys, I don't know. If we go, I've traveled. I've gone to other countries. They don't respect me more than they respect their own artists. They'll give me the respect due to me, but they won't fall all over themselves trying to insult the person that they live with. That's your neighbor. That's your... So, we're always talking about no Zambia, Chalo, why aren't we doing this one? But it starts with us. It starts with us. I say this all the time. It starts with us. Some people complain and say, no, the quality is not... I'm like, how is the quality going to get better if the support system is not there? You get what I mean? Even those guys didn't just happen to burst onto the scene and then they just started happening. More people need to do what you are doing, which is very patriotic. You are just into your Zambian bag. You're not saying the rest of the music from Africa is bad. You're just saying, these are my brothers and sisters. I'm going to put them on first. I'm going to prioritize these people.
Yep.
The same way a parent will prioritize their kids first. It doesn't mean that they hate their neighbor's kids. It just means, these are my kids.
They look out for their own.
So we are your kin, your brothers. So once you just start feeling patriotic about that, I think things will change. You wouldn't be happy to see your brother out in the cold, but you're hosting like your neighbors. You give them the entire back room and whatnot, and all the amenities they need, champagne and whatnot. It's just, it makes people feel like they're not working and so demoralized. And I know people just say, you know what, I don't think this is worth it for me. And that's why you have like really dope artists who just say, I'm going to start doing something else.
Yeah.
Because they're tired.
Quick one. Another concern. Live music.
Yeah.
On that actual day, there was quite a number of concerns, and groups where I am, people were asking, saying, okay, a foreign artist comes in Zambia, he performs live. Is it that our own can perform live music?
This is so annoying. And then this is
in a minute. Time is not on my side. Yeah.
It is very, very simple. As Nez Long or Bobby East, I can't be rapping and playing drums and playing guitar at the same time, okay? If you only give the act 1 or 2 passes for them and their manager, it is very difficult for them to be able to afford a band. Even the money that you are paying the foreign act is way more than what you want to pay the Zambian act. How am I supposed to afford to pay the band? That's why I started telling my friends, I'm like, listen, if they can't pay us enough to hire the band, hire an engineer, and even give us enough passes to get these people through the door, let's turn down the shows. And I've started turning down those shows personally.
Stay home and watch
yeah,
TV.
because I love like live music. All of us do. It's easier than playback.
Yeah.
So nah.
Nez,
man.
your remix.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Like, pay us enough. These bands, like, the work is not like a band is a side hustle. No. They have families to feed. I can't just call for favors from a band to say, yo, I'm gonna come with a band.
I want
even if I pay a band off my own pocket, because like that's my brand. If I'm gonna go to a concert like that and then they can't afford my band, if I decide, yo, I want to be on this stage, I'm gonna use my own money. And then I can't even get enough passes into the event for my band.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful.
I want a yes or no answer. When you are booked as Nez Long, is it somewhere where it's written an MOU? Like, okay, these are my terms.
Yes.
Bobby,
without a doubt, I have my own contract that I send to the promoter.
It was great having a conversation.
Nice way, I like that. Never in a rush, run our own way, I like that. Very thicky body in a sundress, I like that. You never stress me, and I like that. Girl, put it on me, no, I like that. Girl, move your